Oh. Polo's stomach's been making some weird noises all day. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's weird. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a little story time. This story time is going to be about my Stalker / Uber story way back when I was working at Red Lobster as a bartender. So if you guys want to hear this story, just grab some snacks, sit back and relax because it's gonna be a story. It's gonna be a story. So I would say the story takes place right about, we'll say December of 2018, or about a year ago or so. Well, no, like a year and a half ago. I was working at Red Lobster. I had just started. I was a brand new bartender. I had just turned 21 and I actually just turned 23. So yeah, about 2 years ago. I had just recently lost my car that the day before Thanksgiving, about a month prior to this whole story. So I had to start taking Ubers to work every day. If not Uber, it was a Lyft. And so basically I was using them to go everywhere, to and from work, to and from home, like all over the place. And so this is where the story begins. Now, taking Uber every day, you get all different types of drivers. Yeah, I got some really cool people. Then there were some really weird people. Some days we were chit-chatting, you know, chopping it up. Other days I would just headphones in, just take me to my destination where I need to go, because some of them you can't deal. Now, I mean, I didn't see anything like, I mean, all these Ubers, they're just different people. I didn't like think anything different. I didn't notice anything different until one day I went to work and, you know, my shift was normal. Everything was kosher. Everything was good. And then out of the blue, I had some flowers delivered to me, like to my job, but they were delivered from a flower company. And it had no name, like there's no name written on the card, which was really weird. And it just read, "You are awesome." What? You are awesome. No name, nothing. There was nothing else. That was it. Just, you were awesome. And that was a little weird. I mean, because there was no name, there was no number, just a bunch of flowers that said you were awesome. I mean, I didn't really think anything of it. We all at work just thought, ooh, secret admirer, maybe an ex, maybe, you know, somebody crushing on me. I don't know. We didn't know. But, so I just forgot about it, thought it was sweet, you know, took them home. It is what it is. But the story gets weirder. Now, fast forward 2 weeks after this. I get another batch of flowers. Different company, bigger bunch of flowers, like a bigger case of flowers. This one came in a big ass vase, and that was weird. And this card said, "I love you."
What?
I love you. That's what it said. You love me? Keep in mind, you guys, keep in mind, during this time, I was in a relationship. And it wasn't, the person I was with was not sending me these flowers. So who is talking about they love me? So I was all weirded out at this point because I'm like, okay, now this person's claiming they love me. It has to be like an ex or something, or somebody like, it has to be somebody I know, you know, like, because it was just too weird. But again, no name, different flower company, bigger flowers. So you obviously at this point they're trying to send a message. So you know how girls are. We investigate, we become, you know, investigators. And so like me and my ex at the time just started digging deeper into this, you know, to get the juice. I need a grip.
grab a drink because it gets worse.
So at this point, I knew that was a little odd, just a little weird, just a little bit. So I started to get kind of paranoid, just thinking about like who could this be, because I knew at this point like it wasn't somebody that I possibly thought I could have known, because I'm like, nobody I would know would just send these and not tell me who they were. Like, it was just weird. And then the I love you and you're awesome, and then just different companies, and it was all just weird. But after that, I started getting weird text messages to my phone from this random number that I didn't know. This person was literally conversating with themselves. I'm not kidding. Literally conversating. They were like, hey babe, when you gonna come to the museum with me? Remember we planned to go to the museum together? I'm like, I didn't respond to any of these text messages because I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then it was like, oh, are we still going to the movies? We planned on Sunday? Like, I didn't even know who this person was, but they were literally talking to themselves. Oh, I miss you, baby. I hope you have a wonderful day. And then it turned into a point where I was getting like multiple text messages in a day. We're talking like 6, 7, 8, 10 text messages in a day from the same number. This person just talking to themselves, thinking we're dating, or so I had to get a new number. I had to get a whole new number. I had to change my phone, get a new number, just to get them to stop conversating with me, because I tried to block them, didn't work. They just changed their number and just switch the number. I'll just reach out to her again. No big deal. Like, we'll just keep up with this conversation. Like, we were already talking. So anyway, after that, I got another batch of flowers. And this batch of flowers said, with the card, why won't you notice me? Why won't you notice me? With a bunch of exclamation points. So now they were mad. They were big mad. Big mad. Maybe because I was in a relationship at the time. Maybe that's why I didn't notice you. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't respond to the I love yous and the, you're awesome and stuff. Like, it's cool, but how was I supposed to notice you if I don't even know your first name? How? It's not going to work that way. But, so at this point, this person they were really mad at, I wasn't noticing them. I was really confused. And I assumed that the person that was sending me the flowers is the same person that's texting me. So I told my managers at Red Lobster, I'm like, hey, like, I told them the situation, I told them about the text messages. And so they're like, okay, we're not going to accept any more flowers until we get a name and, from somebody, so we know who they're coming from. So this secret admirer started trying to send another batch of flowers, but the third batch of flowers, fourth batch of flowers technically, was rejected.
No.
Rejected. We didn't take them. So I was bartending at the time. I was working my shift. I watched a batch of flowers walk through the front door, and then I see them point to the bar, and they're the host was looking at the bar and was like, oh, you're talking about her, she, those are for her. And then I was like, no. And she's so, sorry buddy, gotta go. We need a name. We need a name. So soon after that, I think I took a little vacation for a few days. I wasn't working. I ended up getting another batch sent to my house, and at this point I was ready to do a police report, because I'm like, okay, are you gonna come kill me now? What's up? Is that what's next? Is this because this is what happens in the movies? I didn't know what to do. And that card said, I miss you. So I just threw the flowers away, and I was freaking out because this person knows where I live. They know where I work. They know the shifts I work. They know when to send them to me. It just was really weird. And I honestly couldn't take it anymore. So I was, at this point, I called the police, and I had to file a police report. Even with me filing a police report, there wasn't really much that they can do, because he wasn't doing anything to me besides sending me flowers. So until he actually took some initiative or made some type of action, all we can do is document the flowers, where they were coming from, like the names of the flower companies and stuff, but that was basically it. I gave them the phone numbers that he used to text me off of, but they were from texting apps, so it's just like, you know, we weren't really getting anywhere. But after this is the big finale of the story, because this is what kind of like concludes the whole end of my Uber stalker story. So I just remember one specific shift. I came into work and I walked through the door, and I just knew something was off when I walked through the door. Like something just felt weird. I just knew something wasn't right. I went back like to the back of the house or whatever, and I was like signing in everything, clocking in, you know, managers was giving me the whole spiel about what happened during the day. And Emily, who was bartending at the time, is who I was taking over. I walked behind the bar, you know, like just to greet her, and she was giving me an update behind the bar, and then she told me to go back to the back and was like, hey, like I need to talk to you. Like, so I go to the back, and she tells me, she's like, there's this guy sitting at the bar, and he's been sitting here for hours, and he asked when you come in. I told him you come in at 4, and he's been sitting here waiting this entire time. I was like, Emily, why are you telling random black guys that I come into work at 4? Like, and she's like, oh, well, I assumed you knew him, like you guys were friends or something. Like,
really, nigga?
Okay, so because we're both black, like I just know him, you know, no big deal or nothing. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, this is the guy. This has to be it. This is the stalker guy, you know, like. And she was like, he's been sitting out here. He's been just waiting. He already ate his food, and he's just been sitting here, and like, I guess he's just waiting for you. Like, I'm not really sure. I keep asking him if he wants anything, but nope, he's just waiting. And so I walk behind the bar, and I'm just going about my shift and stuff, and the guy's just staring at me. Like, you know when you can feel somebody just staring at you? Like, he has this cap on, and he's just like sitting all mysterious looking, just like staring at me. Like, it's just really weird. Like, the guy had asked her when I come in, and then it's like he literally didn't say anything to me, like, at all. He was just staring at me. And then he moved from the bar, like the bar top, he was sitting at the bar, to like the little tables that were next to the bar. He sat at a table by himself individually, and then asked the host if he could be sat with me, like if I could serve him. And I straight up told her no. I'm like, I'm not serving him. Like, he literally was just sitting at the bar. Like, why couldn't he just ask me himself? He was just being really weird. And I had a bad feeling that was my stalker guy. And I was refusing to serve him. I was like, I'm not doing it. And so she just told him, like, hey, like, she's really busy right now. She's not going to be able to serve you. You're going to have to take another one of our servers. The guy just storms out. He just dips. Like, you waited all this time for me to serve you, and you just dip. Like, that had to be the stalker guy. I had got a really good look at his face, and so I was able to see, like, I recognized him, but I didn't know exactly where I recognized him, but I figured he was probably one of my Ubers, because I'm like, I don't know the guy personally, but I'd seen him, and the person that was stalking me knew where I worked, they knew where I lived, and they knew my phone number. And if you investigate, like women do, I had to be one of my Ubers. So that's how I came to that conclusion. But after that whole story, I kind of just like never saw him again. It was like really weird. I don't know. We probably like embarrassed him. Like, after I turned him down, he just never showed his face. He never sent me flowers anymore. Like, that was that, So be safe when taking Ubers. This concludes like my stalker Uber story. Yeah. If you guys want to see more story times, if you liked this story time, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to hear some more story times, let me know like what you thought of this one, and so I can kind of like go from there, because I have like a lot of stories, a lot of interesting stuff I can tell you guys. So just let your girl know. But other than that, yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.